Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netter's Network Thursday Things. And before I introduce our special guest for tonight, let me introduce my sidekick over here. You know him as that guy at the end of the bar, Kartan the Klingon cleric, the love of my life, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I am doing well, thank you, thank you. I love you too, Netter of Netter's Network. And I am sipping on a cherry cola, freshly mixed, because that's how I like it.
And it's comprised of Diet Dr. Pepper, zero sugar, and what's that? That's syrup.
Cracovia sour cherry syrup. It's the best. I don't even use, what do they call it? What do they put in maraschino? The grenadine? I don't even use grenadine. Yeah, it's this Cracovia every time.
So if you want really good cherry cola, that's how you want to mix
Well,
it.
I mean, if you really want really good, you make it yourself. You boil the cherries and you take the juice and you reduce it down. But if you don't want to go to that effort, go with Cracovia.
And of course, I don't want to keep my special guest waiting. Tonight on Netter's Network, I almost said Retro Cinema.
What show are we doing tonight?
Thursday Things. I have with us tonight Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing great. Well, actually, I am sipping on water, and my wife got me this really great Dr. Price's electrolyte mix, and I got the tropical flavor, so it's got like a little bit like kiwi, pineapple, strawberry, and it's got vitamins and minerals. And
Damn, that sounds too healthy, man.
and I'm
For
doing
crying
it
out loud.
with antioxidant electrolyte water, so not as fancy as Mr. Troy.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know how fancy it is, but I'm telling you, one of the rules on my channel is I only drink on Fridays, but because we're not going to be on live on Friday, I pre-recorded the show. So I had my drink on Tuesday, and it kind of reminded me why I don't drink in the middle of the week. So I'm still recovering. Usually I have a weekend to sober up on, and I don't have that
just
benefit.
how much that glass holds.
Yeah, I should not have had that second or third brandy. I don't know how many times
You told me two. Did you lie?
I don't know, because I don't remember the end of the stream. I mean, I swear. I went back to Boomer. The stream is up on my channel already. You'll see it go live tomorrow at the regular time. We're going to be talking about movies from 1982. I only got as far as Blade Runner. I don't remember anything after that. So I said to Boomer the next day, I'm like, we didn't get through all of your movies, did we? He goes, yeah, we got through every single one of them. I'm like, no, we didn't. We didn't do anything after Blade Runner. He goes, yeah, we had about an hour after that. I'm like, I don't remember. He goes, you got to go back and listen to the stream then.
Yeah, in fact, I even reminded him, like, yeah, because you were asking me about this movie that you thought was my favorite, and that's not one of my favorites. It's a different one. And he's like, oh, we did get that far. I'm like, yeah.
That's my way of saying make sure you tune into Last Call tomorrow night so you can laugh, because I have no idea how that stream ends. So we'll both find out together, I suppose.
You mentioned that you're slurring your words a lot. I'll tell you that.
I'm pretty sure that by the end of that stream I was probably talking very slowly and very slurish. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, I'm boring compared to y'all because I just have plain water. Nothing in it, just water.
Well, someone has to be the sober one, right? Let's say hi to the people that are in the chat doing the typing. Big Al was the first that wasn't actually on the panel. Hello, everyone. Have a great stream. Thank you so much. Then, of course, Adega Outlaw. Adega's awesome.
And Gorilla's Random Thoughts. How you doing, sweetie?
Greetings from a food coma. Had Texas Roadhouse for the first time. Alas, I'm
I'm sipping on some dinosaur dung tonight. What is dinosaur dung?
I don't think I want to know. That does not sound yummy, but, maybe it's your kind
I'm
of thing.
thinking of some sort of alcoholic beverage, maybe. Let us know, Gorilla. Random thoughts. And then let's
And then
see.
what's really cool is you guys are all talking to each other, which is always cool. Good evening, Evelyn Hampton. I'm very tired and am going to sleep. Hope to see you next week. Yes, looking forward to it, Evelyn. I will bring the Romulan ale. I'm having it smuggled in across the neutral zone.
Wow. Gorilla Random Thoughts said, "Did you eat the worm at the bottom of the bottle?" Well, no, this was brandy. There's no worms there.
Yeah. No.
And he said that happened to him during Pop's fundraiser, and he blacked out.
Yeah, I will be having tequila in some upcoming stream because I promised Netter margaritas, but I didn't want to go through the effort on a pre-recorded stream.
Okay, so the drink is a specialty craft soda. It's a chocolate soda.
Oh, okay.
That sounds good.
It does sound good. That's not a yummy name, but it does sound like a yummy soda. And Adega is having Gatorade and homemade Mexican pizza. Now,
Ooh, that
I
sounds
don't
yummy.
know if Mexican pizza means the same thing to everybody, but here in Chicago, there was a place in the city where we used to get a Mexican pizza, and it was essentially like a salad on a pizza with, instead of like mozzarella, it was like cheddar or something like that, and there was lettuce and tomatoes, and I mean it was really really good, and it certainly did evoke the what do you call it, ground beef.
Well, we call that a taco.
So it's a
pizza,
taco
sweetie.
salad.
It's kind of like a taco salad on a pizza. Yeah,
That
I
is
mean
a taco salad.
it tastes it evokes the flavor of a taco, but the taco to me is way more meat and not so much the other stuff, but I don't
Right.
know. That's just me.
Well,
But,
if you're talking like a traditional Mexican taco, most of the time just has the meat, and depending on where you are in Mexico, it's meat and like onions and cilantro, and then you put sauce on it. And that's
cilantro
usually
there's actually a lot of I think we've talked about this with Paulie from time to time, but there are a lot of beautiful symmetries between Italian culture and Mexican culture, and cilantro is a big one. Cilantro is a big one. I love cilantro. And I know, before anyone starts typing in the chat, some people don't like cilantro because it tastes like soap to them. I feel bad for them. I pray for those people, but it's a
To me, it's got a strong flavor to it, but it doesn't taste like soap.
Yeah, no, I guess it's just like with the way some people when they and it's a genetic thing. Like some people when they eat asparagus, it makes their pee smell funny. And it's just only certain people with a certain genetic predisposition. And I guess people have the same reaction to cilantro.
Adega loves cilantro.
I love cilantro. I mean,
And real quick, hi, Connie Clary. How you doing, sweetie?
Oh, hey, Connie, good to see you. I got to tell you something. So I think you can appreciate this too, Fletcher. When it comes to salsa, the stuff you buy in those jars at the store, that is not salsa. Salsa you have to make yourself with fresh tomatoes and cilantro and lime
Onions.
juice and some onions.
Which we always call yums in this house.
Onions. Am I right? Am I right about that, Fletcher?
Well, I guess it depends what salsa you're making. My family's from South America. We did live in Mexico for a few years. I'm aware of a lot of the regions in Mexico. So if you're talking like Mexican salsa, which is like that's what you're doing, you have to basically make it. You make it in a molcajete, which is a mortar, like basil and mortar.
Yeah.
And that's what you do you grind, onions, your garlic, your chili peppers and stuff like that in it. And then you add to make your paste, and then you add your onions, your cilantro, your aromatics, anything like that. And but most of the time, most salsas are come from the dry chilies and some wet chilies. There's a combination. Depends which region, of course. But Like, yeah, typical salsa. If anybody wants to make a quick salsa, it's you just if you don't have peso mortar and all that stuff, you can chop in some onions, some tomatoes, mix in with a little bit of lime, cilantro, and you can just have like a simple pico de gallo.
Yeah.
It's just basically add jalapenos or any kind of paquillos or anything like
see,
that, any chilies to taste, and
for
you
me,
mix
that's
it
salad.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, that
That's yummy.
and that's how it should be. Adega is clarifying that. Oh, did you make this yourself? This isn't like
Yeah.
delivery or whatever. Chorizo, and onions, ancho chili flakes
on a homemade crust.
on a
Yeah.
homemade
That sounds
crust.
yummy.
That does sound good. Yeah, that's nothing like the.
Well, that sounds more like what they call I think it's called huarache in like I want to say southern Mexico, and it's basically like it's like a flatbread pizza.
Sure.
And it's called a huarache.
So you said your family is from South America. Which country?
Well, it's funny because
I know you're probably a mutt. That's okay. Go into it.
oh no, it's beyond the mud. It's it's United Colors of Benetton, No, but my mom's from Brazil and my father is from Argentina, the two most hated countries in between each other.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of difference there because
Yes.
heck, they don't even share a language, right? That's the difference between
Correct, yeah.
Spanish and Portuguese.
Well, my dad's from a Welsh colony, so it's even worse because he grew up speaking Italian and Welsh. My mom, she's African and Indian, and so it's yeah, the language is different. My dad had to learn basically.
Yeah, I the only word I know in Portuguese is how to say thank you, or thank you very much, muito obrigada. And
Yeah.
I took a client call one time. I was speaking to a woman who was from she was originally from Brazil. I recognized the accent, and so at the end of the call, I said, "Well, it was a wonderful pleasure talking to you. Muito obrigada." She says, "Oh, do you speak Portuguese?" I said, "You just heard the complete extent of the Portuguese that I speak." She thought it was hysterical. She said, "But your accent was great." And I'm like, "Well,
Right.
if I'm gonna only be able to say, two words, I better get them right,
Oh
But-
yeah. Almost everybody has the whole thing where everybody should do like the whole at least say thank you and hello in at least most languages.
Exactly,
But,
exactly. Real quick, Netter just had up Potawatomi. Yes, it's a live show. So glad that you're here.
All my shows are live shows.
Hey, Joker's voice.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. J? Okay. So I think. Oh, and deleted scenes. Sorry, I'm late. My fault completely. I feel like a microbe right now. Well, don't. You're good people, and we got some blue wrenches here. So you're allowed to slack a little bit. We ask a lot of you, deleted scenes, and you more than provide. Speaking of which, so we were talking back in the green room, Fletcher, and I brought this up. I was just on a Midnight's Edge stream, like a members stream. Oh, actually, you were there too. Now that I think about it, you were just coming on as I was going off, but talking with, among other people, Jonas J. Campbell, and I don't know if it was another stream that I was listening to when WDW Pro. I think it was WDW Pro. Somebody was talking about you in a stream and said that you are to, or maybe it was Paulie who said this. Paulie said that you are to Latino Slant what Jonas J. Campbell is to WDW Pro. And I said, okay, so that's like, 6 is to Midnight's Edge. So I mean, and don't underestimate. That is a big deal. The guy behind the scenes that makes everything work is incredibly crucial and so appreciated by the channels and the people on them. So,
And because I'm really hoping that my chat will show appreciation to my special guest. He currently has 47 subs.
Yep.
Let's see if we can make him over 50 before the end of the stream. How about it, guys?
I would
Check
like
make
to
sure
think-
that you're subbed, and if you're not, please send him a sub.
yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to think we have a great community here, so I always kind of just assume you guys are all subscribed to each other, but you know what they say about assuming. So please, please double check. Look, a lot of YouTubers say this, and I didn't realize how spot on it was until 2 weeks ago. They always say double check and make sure you're subscribed because YouTube likes to unsubscribe you.
Yeah.
And, I was like, yeah, that's probably true. But how often does that really happen? Especially if you're always going to the channel, if you're always watching the streams and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Would you believe with all the times on my streams that I've talked about retro blasting and I'm a member of his Patreon and he's been on my channel many, many times. I went to his channel one day and I was like, why am I not getting notifications? I'm sure I hit the notification bell. I was not subscribed.
Oh yeah.
I know I had
looking
been
for
subscribed
Midnight's
for
Edge.
years,
Yeah, I was
had that
looking
happen
for.
too with one that I frequent a lot, and just for spits and giggles, I checked to make sure I was still subscribed, and I wasn't, because it's like, what the heck,
Yeah. What were you saying, Fletcher?
Oh no, I said the other days I was looking even the big channels. I was looking for Midnight's Edge. And I couldn't find it, and I'm subscribed.
I mean,
I'm a channel member and I'm subscribed, so it's like it makes no sense. You literally had to type it in, so it was like hilarious.
Yeah. So like I said, and so like Gorilla Random Thoughts just said, he's already subscribed, so he can't
I
subscribe.
think everybody in the chat is already subscribed to me. That's the reason I have 47
Yeah,
subscribers.
there you go. But you know
Thanks
what,
to
guys?
Netter.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
you know what, guys? If you come in later on, you're watching this on the rewatch, you're not watching live, and it's Memorex for you.
Okay, hold on. I just refreshed his channel. He has 50 subs now.
50 subs.
Oh,
there you
thank
go.
you.
Now, again, make sure you go like a few of his videos, play a couple minutes of them, because that's if you don't, those are the ones that they usually want to take away. And then, you know what? Go back tomorrow and see if you're still subscribed to
Yes,
Fletcher Williams. I
because
suck at
YouTube
games.
likes to take subs away, and we don't want to just stop at 50 subs for him. So keep going.
Yep,
Every
absolutely.
little bit helps, and that's part of the reason why I do Thursday things is to help smaller channels grow. I mean, I'm a smaller channel myself, but for me, it's more of I want to help my friends, my family, to grow too. Like not Adega, sorry. Well, Adega might say this too, but our whole nation always says, "Together we grow."
Right.
PJ is amazing that way, where he's always helping smaller channels to grow. Get the word out about different channels, and I'm emulating him by trying to do the same on my small channel, because I might have people that come to me that don't go to other channels, so that's how you're getting other subs. So together we grow.
Yep. And Fletcher, you have an alternate channel too, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Indignant Desert Birds?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Let me grab
I just
a hold of
posted
the
in
link.
the chat.
Oh,
and,
did you? You got it
yes.
already? Okay.
Yeah, and that one's I started with my wife and Ursula, and then basically what we do is we wanted to do the name comes from a Yeats poem, and we basically are talking about like the through the eyes through the eyes of a like a culture lens. We just say it's like a commentary on media and art.
Right.
So we like had like the fancy at the twilight of Western civilization, observers of the culture of the spiritus mundi from the electric lines of the world. You're like, but we just took inspiration from Yates, and most of the time when we're working, we're in the Midwest, in the West side, and we wanted to do kind of like a discussion on Western culture, and it's small. We don't really have that much content on it yet because I'm still setting stuff up.
Sure.
And I've been trying to help out a lot of friends, different channels, smaller channels and stuff like that. Like, like if they needed thumbnails or art or, sometimes for people it's hard to do the graphics, to do the, little thumbnails for their pictures.
Sure. I know. I do them
design.
for Netter. I do them for
Yeah.
Aged Boomer.
Yeah. So it's, sometimes people need help with that. And,
Sure.
people want to send me a DM or anything like that, like Twitter or something like that. I've been helping some friends out, and stuff like that. It's kind of like what I do for Polly. I think it's more like, behind the scenes, you help out a little bit, because there's not a lot of channels that are positive, especially for the, Latino side, that are not very heavily leaning political in certain sense.
Sure.
And Paulie's one of those, cool guys and stuff like that I just started helping a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And, he gives me a lot of credit. But, you just helping out.
Yeah.
I like to help out as much as I can. And this great community in YouTube, I found that it was
Right.
it was so welcoming. And like Mr. Troy, Ms. Netter, you're very welcoming, you're very giving, and I found that everybody in the chat, it's so, you find these little pieces of like true Americana on the internet, that whole feeling of people that have gumption to continue to work and to be able to help one another. It feels like a Tom Ford movie.
There you go. It never ceases to amaze me when someone pays me a compliment like that, and says that, something nice about me, that I'm inviting and friendly and stuff. And I was thinking about it and I realized something about myself. I'm kind of like a mirror. So if you find me to be a pleasant, kind, welcoming person, it's probably because you are. And if you don't like me and you think I'm a jerk, maybe you should go take a look at yourself. I'm a lot like a mirror in that regard. At least that's how I've come to experience myself vicariously through other people. Real quick, speaking of the devil, you see his horns. Aged Boomer, welcome to the chat. Good to
As
see
well
you.
as Emerson Williams.
Emerson Williams, welcome. So glad to see you there.
It's my cousins. My cousins
Hey,
are coming
cousin.
up.
There you go. See?
Now, of course, I want to get to the typical questions I ask my guests. So, how did you get started, and what made you want to start a channel?
Yeah.
Along with that, I'm presuming your channel name is, well, it's your name, and you decided you suck at games.
It's
Yes.
predominantly a gaming channel, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a work in progress.
Oh,
It's not-
they all are.
Yes, right. So it's actually thanks to my wife. My wife's been very supportive, and I'm on the spectrum. I found out. Who knew?
Okay.
I just thought like your dad beats you and stuff like that, and you think you're just stupid, and you're like, okay, you're the stupid one in the family. And so it comes to find out that I'm pretty much in the spectrum. I have some difficulties communicating. I'm the big goofy loaf.
Yeah.
That it's scary looking, but doesn't talk much. And my wife says you got to do something in your creative side because you're very creative.
Yeah.
And she's like, why don't you start like a YouTube channel? And I'm like, what am I going to do with a YouTube channel? For one thing, and it's like, well, you like playing games. And I'm like, yeah, but everybody that's playing games online using a console. And, my work takes me traveling a lot. I can't take a PS5 with me or a big, hydro-cooled computer everywhere. So I'm
Right.
like, let me just do stuff like I play a couple of online games. Let me just do a video on the online games and chat. And that's how it got started. Then it's like, I'm going to go see a movie. I'm going to do an out of the theater review. That's how. So it's basically just out of uh, a creative outlet. And then you discover this awesome community that,
Yeah.
like your channel, both your channels actually, because you're both very welcoming, and it's and you sort of start to change. It's like it's almost like what Mexican Iron Man says is there's like, I'm not a YouTuber.
Oh, Mikey, I love Mikey.
Well,
Yeah.
and I let's face it, right? I know what he means. I know what he's saying.
Right, yes.
I mean, well, especially him, right? Because he barely puts any content on his channel.
Right.
He's on other people's channels, right? I mean, we could have said the same thing about deleted scenes until about 6 months ago when he's like, okay, I'm gonna start doing a live stream. I'm gonna start doing my own content
Yeah, look
because
at him
he was
now.
on all of our channels. Doing all this kind of before he started doing his own thing.
Hell, look at him now. It's like he's got 2 shows on Sundays, right before Geeky Geezers and right after Geeky Geezers, and he does other things like blue wrenches everywhere.
Yeah, I keep telling him just be careful. He's going to burn himself out. But
He's doing great. Yeah, Steven is a great guy. He sometimes has me on his show like late at night, and it's funny because my wife will be like, "What are you doing still up?" And I'm like, "I'm talking to Steven. We're online. We're talking about who knows what. What did you talk about?"
You can always fall back on you're the one who told me to start this YouTube.
You're the one who
No,
told
don't
me.
say that. Don't say it. I don't want to be responsible for
That's
marital
it.
strife.
Well, we're coming to the East Coast not too long, so she might find you, Mr. Truck.
There you go. There you
Now, the
go.
real question is, do you really suck at games, or is that just kind of a hook?
Oh my gosh, I'm terrible.
That's a way to sell the channel. Actually, it kind of is.
I'm like, I have these huge hands, and they're like beefy, meaty hands, and I'm playing. I have the biggest screen phone you can get, and I'm still like trying to, move it around and stuff like that. And it's, most of the time it's just me like being mad at it, which I don't know how it's supposed to relieve my stress, but it's supposed to be one of those things where it's supposed to relieve my stress. I don't understand that part yet. So,
Yeah.
but I do. I'm terrible. And part of the tagline that I put on my thing is like, watch me, be terrible so you won't feel bad when you play, because it's like,
that is actually a really great selling idea. There's a channel that Netter and I watch, not that he needs our promotion, but we do enjoy. Gray Still Plays, and he does a bunch of crazy games, but the ones that we love the most are when he's doing GTA, Grand Theft Auto,
right.
and he's got people that do modded boards for him to do these, I don't know what you'd call them, like
Totally crazy things like, okay, my friend has given me all these different car shoes to get up all of these inclines,
and
and
he's
only
got to
one of
get
them can
through
make it.
all these,
through these loops and all this.
Yeah, and some of them are just so ridiculous, and he's constantly crashing and constantly getting flung off the board, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And it's funny, and we laugh so hard. Netter and I are both sitting in our chairs, and we're leaning this way, and we're leaning that way, like we can affect, where his car goes or something
helping
like
him
that.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the car's about to fall off the edge, and we're like leaning.
I'm like,
the
oh, he
other
can
way.
make it. He can make it. No, he didn't make it. I mean, yeah, and those are honestly the best. And honestly, you're not. If you wanted just to see the game, you'd play the game yourself. You're there to see the other person struggle and react. And I mean, some of the best ones we've seen are watching the footage of some people like to play these really scary games, so you can watch their reactions as they get scared, So, but yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure from watching the streams, Aged Boomer will tell you if you didn't realize, I'm not a huge gamer. I love a lot of older games, but I don't play a lot of newer games, so I don't really. Fletcher, you can't be as bad as me. In Minecraft, I got 2,000 deaths on the server, and the next highest is 93. And I have been on it 1/10 of the time they have. I'll tell you what, though, man. I mean, I know that a lot of these games have, you know, when you get to a certain number of this kind of event or whatever, you get these achievements, and sometimes there's like crazy achievements like 1,000 deaths achievement, and stuff like that. I mean, it's, don't feel bad. You achieved something, even if it was achieving something bad.
That's the one thing. I'm from South America. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm from South America. We don't have bad days in the United States.
Right.
This is one of the greatest countries in the world. There is no bad days in the United States. I laugh at when people say how bad America is. I'm like, you got to be kidding. You guys, you have water that you can get from the tap, electricity that doesn't run out. The police are not trying to kill you on the street, no matter what anybody tells you. The amount of people killed or something is nowhere near. In my country, they go missing, and nobody ever hears you. But so I can't, having a bad day playing games to me is just like it's catharsis in a way. But it's not like I feel like, oh my gosh, I suck so bad. No, it's like, oh my gosh, I suck so bad.
Look at this. Troy likes that Space Invaders games, says the guy that goes by Aged Boomer. Smart Alec.
Space Invaders are great. Like
I know.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, see, you know what's good. And then Potawatomi, if you're not dying, you're not trying. Exactly right.
Oh, and Gorilla's Random Thought, that's it's like a thumbs up, and the other one's kind of like a
yeah,
dip.
I already answered him because on my side I could see it, and it's according to what the actual description says is you got this, and then the other one was coughing into elbow.
Yeah, it's a dab. They call it.
Oh yeah.
Kids call it. Okay. It's what the young kids call it now.
It's that dance pose. Yeah. Oh. Exactly. Yeah, Big Al says Angry Birds is my speed. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Williams is Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man. Oh. Oh, Ms. Pac-Man was scandalous because in the cutscene, she and Pac-Man came together, then they'd go off screen, then they'd come back later and they had babies.
That's how it works.
Said, I did introduce Troy to
Goat Simulator. Yes. Oh my God. You know what? I should do a stream of that. I should literally.
You should.
I should think about like. I got to figure out how I want to do that. I could probably just do it as a share screen in StreamYard. I don't even need to go through OBS or anything like that. But that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, so yeah, you hit on some. It's probably the most political we usually would get on Netter's channel. But it's absolutely true. I've said this many times. For all the complaining that these kids do here in the U.S., it's because of their ignorance, because they've never been outside the United States. And they don't realize how good we really have it. And sometimes you just got to say, hey, first world problems, for all your moaning and complaining, go to another country and see what it's like. There are plenty of people out there that would consider themselves normal that can't really communicate well. By you putting yourself out there, you already
know more than most. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up, Potawatomi, because that was something else I wanted to get back to and mention. So regardless of being on the spectrum or not, and I think that I think there's a lot of people that don't even realize where they fall in that regard. But everyone has different skills. Everyone has, different experiences. But when it comes to communication, most people, it's a skill that can be developed. Now, I say most people because that's not true of everyone. My brother wasn't just on the spectrum. He was severely autistic, and there was nothing, there was absolute limitations to what he was capable of. But most people that haven't done any kind of, like been on stage or given speeches or been on a stream or something like that, they don't have that experience with communication, maybe even, not a lot of just talking to people directly. And if you don't, your natural instinct is to be shy and to, that's not my strength. I'm not going to do that. But I happen to have had a mom that pushed me to go into theater, to, whatever. And I put myself out there, and I did stuff with the church, and I, started teaching classes when I, got into the professional world and stuff like that. And every single time I get that, the flying saucers in my stomach, and I'd push through it. And, every time, you are so good at this, da 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 da. And I'd be like, I guess it comes with practice, because I sure didn't feel like that at the time. But then, it was Michael French from Retro Blasting, who said, what you should do? Go back and look at some of your first videos and struggle through watching them, and then watch a more recent one and see how much you've improved. And he was right. He was so right. It's just a skill you develop over time. And in a situation like this, it's kind of natural, because it's just a bunch of friends talking, right? That's all this is,
The big thing is that we are genuine. There's no fakeness here. It's like, I've watched some channels where people are kind of fake on them. Not my favorite ones, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like, for the most part, like the people that are in the chat right now, anytime I've spoken to any of them, it's like they're very genuine. And if they say anything to you, I mean, like if anyone say, hey, you're doing a great job, they actually mean that. They're not just saying it to say it, because some people go, oh, great job, but they don't really mean it. They're just saying it. But everyone here is so genuine. So if someone ever tells you you're doing a great job, you can believe them,
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, like I said, it's a great community. It's I did find it that it's very encouraging. Even like helping people out. They're always like, "Oh, what can I do for you? Can I pay you? Can I?" And that's like, dude, you're a tiny channel. Just dude, if you blow up, send me a jet.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly.
So, but it's kind of like what you're doing, Miss Netter, and stuff like that, Mr. Troy. You guys are taking the smaller channels and lifting them up. You guys are on social media. You're on other channels. So it's a very nice community that you kind of stumble into, and you've taken me as one of your own under the flock, and I'm appreciative.
Well, it's like every one of you is family. You're not just friends, and I say that at the end of every stream.
And see, it's funny you said it that way, that we took you in, because I kind of feel like you came and took us in, by coming to the stream and subscribing, and always being there in the chat, encouraging from the chat. It's like you chose us, is the way I saw it,
Yeah, and right now, Fletcher's at 51 subs. Do you think we can get him to 55?
You got him past the 50 mark. Yeah. We want to get him, if we can, a little bit past that 50 at least, because how YouTube is.
So check to see if you're subbed. If you're not subbed, please sub to Fletcher Williams. Deleted Sins, I know, has dropped the link, but I know he'll drop it again because he's amazing that way.
Yep.
Steven's great.
So, we got the how of you starting your channel, but how long ago was it? How long have you been doing this?
Oh my gosh. I guess I would have to look. I think it's been a year, but I took like sometimes months off. So it's not like a continuous thing.
See,
actually, I've been working.
Your first video says 2 years ago. Let's see if I can find a date on it. I don't know how these things work. It just says 2 years ago. It isn't very specific.
Yeah, I think like I did like a short channel, and I forgot. I think I have to take it down because I didn't think it have sound.
I have it.
What is
you have it?
I just went to the about section. Joined November 22nd, 2019.
Yeah, but that's when he joined. That might not be when he posted his first video. Because his oldest video is from 2 years ago, and that could be anywhere within the 2 year stretch. But I guess that gives us a good ballpark of how long you've been at it.
On and off,
Do you remember, without looking, do you remember what your first video was?
Yeah, I did a video that has no sound.
Oh, does it have no sound?
No, it's like I was doing like some kind of thing, and then I'm like, oh, this is great. This is great. I'm gonna put it on, and then I'm listening to it. Wait a minute, did I even record the sound? And I'm like, forget it. And I was like, forget it. I'll just forget it. And
that
then,
is so funny. Yeah, the first one that's titled on here is "I suck at Marvel content of champions." Contest of champions. Sorry.
Yeah. It's basically like a mobile Marvel game. I'm a bit of a geek dorker, So it's like a fighting game. So think of Street Fighter with Marvel characters.
With Marvel characters, sure. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about, and this goes back to the '80s in Marvel Comics, is that Marvel had this great system, and it follows through to this day, where they give you not stats exactly, but like relative power levels for each one of their abilities. This started, I think, with the role-playing game, because they had to think through all their characters and give them role-playing game stats, and then they started translating that into the text that they would put into the reference books, like the
annuals,
the Marvel Universe and stuff like that. And now whenever you get like cards with the characters and stuff, it has like abridged versions of what their stats are. Kind of wish like DC did something like that. We got to say hi to we have Fat Steven Seagal. Well, that's how I got to know him. He's not going by Fat Steven Seagal. Fat Steven.
JFG.
JFG, yeah. Is in the stream. It's a Marvel gotcha. There you go.
It's a hashtag Fat Raid.
There you go.
Yeah.
But he's got a great gaming channel too. Definitely check that out.
I just subscribed to him and stuff like that, and he does great thumbnails. He's actually one of my inspirations on thumbnails. Like I look at his thumbnails and I'm like, oh my gosh, those are so good. They're so much better than mine.
He did a bunch of work for Valiant Renegade, I think.
Yeah. He's on Valiant. I think it's on WW Pro. He's in a lot of channels.
Yep.
He's awesome.
Great stuff. And so the games he does are those ones that, I was saying, it's the ones that it's fun to watch because they're like, well, not all of them, but some of the ones he does, they're like story driven. And it's like, I just want to see the story. I don't really need to play the game myself, I want to watch someone else play it, or whatever. And
I was thinking of moving into some of those games, building my setup. I'm sorry, Netta.
She's having some technical difficulties.
Oh,
That's
no,
okay.
no problem.
We're still good.
I was looking to do some of that. Also, like I said, I move around a lot, and I've been kind of like busy helping people that my wife sometimes has to tell me, did you do something for your channel? And I'm like, well, I have a ton of ideas saved up for videos, but I haven't done anything yet because so-and-so asked me for something. So I was like, okay, well, I
know the feeling.
Let's put it on the docket.
It's very much a balancing act. It is because, and I've talked with Agent Boomer and Netter about this all the time. It's like, it's, yes, I have a channel and you have a channel and you have a channel, but I'm on all of those channels, so it's work for all of those, but it's part of the whole we grow together, right? It is a team effort. What do they say? Rising tide raises all ships. Right. That's kind of, all the things that you've said, all the kind things you've said about our community here. That's kind of why. Because, there's at least a little bit of selfishness in there, because I feel if I help you and, you and you and you,
right,
you help me too. And we, well, again, to quote PJ, together we grow, right? So,
right. I remember when I was learning English, part of like trying to be more eloquent and accentuating, I read a lot of Zig Ziglar, and he said he's a Southwest American motivator and speaker, and he basically used to say help enough people get what they want, you'll eventually get what you want. It's kind of like the whole uh, golden rule thing, and I agree. As you help enough people, it'll come back to you.
And I mean, even just from we were talking about spiritual things back in the green room, just from a spiritual standpoint too. I'm a big believer that just doing good for other people is in and of itself its own reward. I mean, whether you believe in karma or kismet or good vibes put out into the world or whatever, I think you reap what you sow is what I'm basically getting at. And I think that's also why a lot of people these days are so negative and so angry, because it's what they put out, and then that's all they see.
Yeah. Padawanami says, I started the same way Fletcher Williams, with
Injustice 2, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Mobile.
DC. That's the DC
Yeah.
fighting game. So it has all the DC heroes, but the heroes are dark.
Yeah. It's I've kind of I read some of the they did some comics that were based
Yes.
on the storyline.
Yeah.
I've watched some of the some people do playthroughs, but it's not the same kind of thing you do. It's like they've edited it as if it was like a
You're right.
movie, of the footage of the game.
Those are cool. Yeah.
They're neat, and I mean it's cool, but I struggle with it because although there are things I like about it, I really don't like that dark, take on, especially like Superman. It's like,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a different thing. It's basically like Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you know the game. Mortal Kombat is very blood. So it's Mortal Kombat for DC, I think.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's why I kind of lean towards the more like fantasy stuff. I do play some fantasy games, and then but mostly like I said, I have a few games on, and most of the time, sometimes I record something and then I'll put it on and my wife has been encouraging me to get more creative, to do more creative things, because as a kid I was very creative, but then you get stuck in the work mode.
And then life happens. Exactly, I get
Well,
you.
yeah, life always happens, and you're like, wait a minute, how did this happen? It's like, well, it's life.
So I fully understand that. I got so many videos that I recorded that I need to edit.
Yeah.
And I've got one from 2 years ago I still haven't put up.
Oh my gosh, Miss Netta, I was watching your video of putting like tile on the bathroom, and I was fascinated.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's cool. But the one I really have to watch, and I have it on my save list, I gotta find out how to fold if anybody in the chat, please go to see Miss Netter. She teaches you how to fold the stupid little
The fitted
cover
sheets,
thing.
yeah.
The fitted sheets. Those
Yeah.
things are demonic. They're the devil.
They're demonic. I love it.
That
I love
thing
it.
is evil.
Yeah, that's exactly why I did the video, because it's like I could never fold a fitted sheet. It's like, what the heck? These things just have a mind of their own.
I
dude.
saw that. I still can't bear myself to watch it. It's kind of like when you're trying to watch like a scary movie that you know is going to be scary or something like that. If you're a kid, you're like, oh, I'm going to watch that one day. But, you're like a little kid watching a movie, and you're like, I'm going to wait until my friends get here, or maybe it's daytime. And it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, I'm going to watch that video, but not yet.
In fairness to Netter, she makes you feel not so bad watching this video, because you can see she struggles a little bit, and she's working her way through it. Yeah.
What I did is I found a video that said, I think it was titled something like "Simple Way to Fold a Fitted Sheet" or something. I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow this video, and I'm going to show you how they're telling us to fold a fitted sheet. Well, I think they had a twin sheet or a full sheet, because I had a queen sheet, and my seams and things were not matching up with theirs, but I made it work.
Girl around thoughts. You can't fold them. You roll them in a ball, throw them in the corner.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Now,
We got the bed with a headboard, and you just stuck him inside.
Yeah, if you watch my video, you'll be able to fold it.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's true. Netter does, and if you do fold them right, they take up a whole lot less room, and it's
Yeah,
good
and then
stuff,
there's the trick of taking your flat sheet and fitted sheet, your extra set, and your extra pillowcase, and you put them into one of the pillowcases, so you always have a sheet.
So
set
you
together.
always have the set
And
together.
then
See, now you're going into science fiction and magic.
But see, this is when
Don't go there. That's another realm.
when
Those are the
Netter
dark realms.
when Netter was saying to me, what can I do, for a channel, and I was like, I don't know, let's think about it. And we were just out of the blue. She was talking about seeing things on TikTok and this, and it's like, what is wrong with some of the kids today? They are so dumb. It's like, don't their parents teach them the basic things? And she's like, I should do a channel where I just, tell people how to do simple things that everyone assumes everyone knows how to do, but not everyone necessarily does.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, you should. And so that's why she started doing a lot of the videos she does,
Emerson Wines,
Yeah.
if you watch my video, you'll be able to fold a fitted sheet because I do it like a layman.
And bros, all of you guys
Not an
there,
expert.
all of you guys there that have women in your lives, you learn how to fold those fitted sheets, and you can impress the heck out of them.
I'm not allowed to touch the laundry. I'm not even going
But
near
that's
it. I'm not allowed to do laundry. I can separate it and leave it on the side, and it magically happens to go away.
That is probably because, she's afraid to let you. But if you show her you know something, she'll be impressed. She really
tried.
will.
She said I did it wrong.
Gorilla Random Thought says, don't do that. It's a trap. The wife sent you to get to do other things.
Oh my gosh. There's a YouTube channel, woman called the Dadvocate.
Advocate.
I believe it's called the Dadvocate. She does the shtick is woman-splains men, or
okay.
Woman-splaining to men, or I don't remember. I don't remember
she's
exactly.
My sister.
Yeah, she
Women mansplaining.
Yeah, what she's doing is she's looking at a lot of women that have very derogatory things to say about their men, and constantly putting them down and stuff. And she's like, ladies, let me explain to you why men are the way they are, and in a very positive way. It's like, he doesn't know how to do this, and that, and you think he doesn't do anything. But what you don't realize is that he does a lot of things that you don't even notice, And then she tells a short story about, how when her husband went away, her pets almost starved to death because she didn't realize he used to feed them every day, and she never thought about having
Reverse
to feed.
that. She went away. Wow. He didn't feed the pets because he was
No. She said she was taking him for granted, and then she realized that there was things that he didn't realize she did, and she was upset about him. But she's like, there are some things that he does that I don't appreciate, and it's just that mutual respect thing. But yeah, don't sweat it too much. Do what you can, and maybe don't be afraid to casually let don't thump yourself on the chest and say, look what I did, honey. No, but just.
And I still have a bunch of people here.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
I wanted to bring up that when I hit 275 subscribers, I'm going to have a trivia contest here on my channel. Oh. And I'm going to ask between 10 and 15 questions. And, of course, you'll win a prize.
So what she's getting at here
is you want to remember little odd things.
Whenever you hear us share something about ourselves, especially when it comes up from time to time over and over again.
For example, something you might want to keep in the corner of your brain. This is the only Thursday things where I'm not showing my face.
That's true. She's been doing Thursday things now for about 2 months now. She's always been on camera. She's not on camera.
That is true.
Yep. And the reason I'm not on camera, just because, before the stream, I ended up taking a shower, and
she washed her hair, and she can't do a thing with it.
That has nothing to do with it. I'm in my gym jams and no makeup, and it's like I'm not going to subject anybody to that. So.
Oh, I'm sure you're gorgeous, man.
She is, but she doesn't believe it. It's just how she is.
It's the thing.
Yeah, it is. So, but yeah, that's so she'll probably bring up. I wasn't on camera one day. Why was that? I call discrimination. I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. What I like to say is, when someone asks me about the day before yesterday or whatever, no, I've slept since then. My brain, reboots every morning. So don't expect me to remember what happened
I
yesterday.
said that to my boss once and confused the snot out of her.
I've slept since then. Yeah, exactly. I've slept since then. I totally read. Yeah, sometimes you have to explain what that means. It's like, well, see, this is the other thing too. Not everyone in the stream is old enough to remember this, but I think a lot of you are. Back in the day, back in the 80s, computers were very, very different. You had these floppy disks, and they didn't have hard drives. They didn't have memory of their own. If you shut the computer off and you didn't save something, it was gone. It forgot everything. And every program needed to be booted up live. I mean, you just go and you click an icon and you open up Word. But back then, you had to put in a disk, and it was the equivalent of reinitializing, your word processing program. Your computer did not remember it,
Yeah.
and that's so when you say, I had to reboot, it's the same thing. I've slept since then. I rebooted. I don't remember anything from the day before.
Exactly.
But yeah.
It's like we have an odd word that we'll share. I want to keep this in mind for
This might be another trivia question. Yeah.
The word is osmo. It's a misspelling of awesome.
Right.
And the way that one came about is the church we used to belong to, the guys were having a basketball game, so all the wives decided to be cheerleaders. So we were doing the cheer, AWESOME, you're awesome. But one wife apparently couldn't spell and was doing AWESMOE. And we're, Osmo?
Osmo.
So we decided that Osmo was better than awesome. It was like the ultimate awesome.
Yeah. So sometimes Netter will say to me, "Oh, you're Osmo."
Yep.
And nobody else knows what we're talking about. It's just one of those things, But
Nice.
Well, we've
That's
actually
lovely.
hit the hour.
oh, we are at the hour mark. I'm sorry. I kind of did what I always do. I ran away with your show. Was there any questions for Fletcher that you didn't get to that
No,
you wanted to?
I think I hear everything, but Fletcher, is there anything else that you would like to share with us?
Oh, well, thank you so much for inviting me today. I mean, I had a great time. It's always fun, talking, with people that you met on the internet. Like, you guys are like I tell my wife, you guys are some great fake internet friends,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
It's like, what are you going to do? I'm going to chat with my fake internet friends, baby. That's what I'm doing.
Well, and I think this has been the running theme throughout the evening, but we talk about social media all the time, and for so many people out there, it's antisocial. It's a bunch of people being mean to each other because they don't see each other face to face, and it's like, no, that's not how it should be. You treat people on the internet the way you would treat somebody in person.
Well, that's what you were saying earlier. It's a mirror, because this is
Yeah.
you were talking about computer. This is a tool. It's the same thing. The internet is a tool,
Exactly.
and just like a mirror, whatever you were going to reflect is going to push back to you.
Exactly.
Like I said, I like you mentioned earlier, the people you meet are the people you want to meet.
Exactly. And so yeah, I like to focus on the social part of social media, right? I mean, that's really why we started our channels, was to be social. If something comes of it, if we get enough subscribers, if we get monetized, that's wonderful. Internet family, that is a great way of looking at it. Emerson Williams. Well, that's basically what Netter always says at the end of every stream. You guys really are family. And let's face it, you see you guys, the fake internet friends. Yeah.
New rock group.
That does sound like a great rock group. Yeah, speaking of internet family, so most of you probably know, but not everyone, Friday night's our last call, but this week it's not going to be a live stream. I've pre-recorded it with Aged Boomer because Netter and I are going to be on the road tomorrow, because Saturday, Chris Kent from the chat, longest running RPG in history and our D&D group channels, he and his wife are renewing their vows, and he
Awesome.
invited us. Yeah, and he invited us to go out and celebrate with them. And as we were making plans, he was like, "Hey, how would you feel about being one of the groomsmen?" So now I'm going to be standing up in the ceremony. So
And it's
That's
actually
awesome.
a twofold kind of vacation because his family is out in Ohio, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go visit family.
Oh, okay.
and
gonna
to
go
the
see
wedding.
my mom. I haven't seen her in
Oh,
over a
that's
year.
awesome. Well, give big hugs to Mama Pacelli.
There you go, absolutely. And
Hey, la
He
mama.
likes my Osmo word. That's his new.
is he
new
going to
word.
work that into your lexicon? Okay, that's cool.
Nice.
But so that's so I'll be on the road, but be sure to tune in anyway to Last Call tomorrow because the stream will be there. And if I'm able to get an internet connection when I get to my mom's, I might be able to be in the chat to hang out with you guys. If not,
Yeah, she has sucky internet.
deleted scenes. I'm kind of hoping you'll be there. To you and some of the other Blue Wrenches because I may not be able to make it to my own stream. So
Funny.
that's
Plus,
tomorrow.
according to you, you don't know how it ended anyway.
I
So
don't
you
even know
ought to
how
be
it ended.
surprised.
Surprise!
You-
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, I'm
surprise.
sure Boomer would have said something if I,
Yeah.
said something really inappropriate or something that,
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, maybe you should edit out that last bit or something,
Like,
but he didn't.
Everybody, stay till the end. There's an after credit scenes.
Right? Yeah, it'll be a surprise to me too, and I was in it.
even for the host, this is a surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah. No spoilers, obviously.
Actually, I'm kind of thinking. So the topic is the summer of '82, and we were focusing on movies. And I'd actually wanted to get into talking about the music of 1982. So we might actually have to next week, Boomer. I'm thinking maybe we do a part 2 to the summer of '82. Cover the stuff that I forgot and get to the music too. So that's.
Oh yeah, after you enter the stream.
We talked about Fast Times. We did talk about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You'd think of all the things to remember, I would remember that. And Young Doctors in Love.
Did you do the Spicoli with the?
I have no idea. I don't remember talking about it.
See? Tune in on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
After the stream ended, after the recording ended, he sitting there, he got really sad, and he goes, "I didn't get to talk about any music."
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do another stream to continue that.
What's
awesome.
happening on Saturday?
Wait, Potawatomi, Troy. No, it's not a Starfleet wedding. Leave the uniforms at home. It's funny because the same year that Netter and I got married, that within weeks we renewed our vows in a Starfleet wedding.
We did another wedding.
Yeah.
That in Starfleet uniform.
In Starfleet uniform.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
And I have stood up as a groomsman in a Klingon wedding where we did the arch with the butler. And I have officiated weddings as the what do you call it? The cleric or the officiant in
It's not
Klingon.
legal.
Yeah.
It was
That's
not
hilarious.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys are you guys are like the cool people, It's like
No,
yeah,
we're the nerds.
You know what we did? AKA the cool people, the real cool people. It's not the
Okay.
people with the Ferraris. It's the nerds. It's the one
Yeah,
that have,
no, I
that can
agree, 'cause
say I have a Klingon outfit that I wore.
It's
for this
geek
wedding."
chic, right? Okay,
Yes,
Gorilla
geek
Random
chic.
Thoughts just for you. Kapla esh nuknesh.
Nuknek nuchtepul.
Yeah, where is the chocolate? There
It's
you go.
hilarious. I did see that even in Duolingo they have Klingon, and I was
Yes.
like, very, very, very proper.
Yep. And that is of all the things that I could say about I don't care for Star Trek Discovery. I hate it, but
Right.
and I don't like the way the Klingons looked on that show. But when they spoke Klingon on that show,
Uh-huh.
it was spot on. It was
nice.
better than many of the movies.
And that's because
Wow.
they were with the
Yeah.
Klingon Language Academy.
They actually worked
Or
with the
Institute.
Klingon Language Institute,
Yeah.
people that I actually know that are fluent in Klingon, who coached them. And when I say coach them, I mean the way any actor would learn a foreign language. You
Yeah, yeah.
have somebody record the lines, on a recorder, and you listen to it over and over again. You repeat, and then you do table reads with your language coach who corrects your pronunciation, and then you just do the best you can when you film. And the people that played the Klingons in Star Trek Discovery put far more effort into getting their Klingon lines right than pretty much any of the Klingons before them, and that includes like Michael Dorn and whatnot, who kind of hated doing that. So anyway, that's a side trivia. Not a trivia Netter's going to bring up later. That's just my own personal trivia.
That's what I'm saying. You guys are so cool. You're like,
I got stories.
Klingon snitches. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Coming to the
Yes.
real party.
Emerson Williams, not only do I know people who are fluent in Klingon, I know the most fluent Klingon speakers in the United States. Yes. I've met some from Germany, but I don't know them really well. Yeah. I can't say that I'm like good friends with him, but I have met and spent a good deal of time chatting with Dr. Mark Okrand, who created the language. So, yeah.
Pat about Autumn wants to know if you can say the cheese is old and moldy.
Not off the top of my head, but I could probably translate it for you. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, so we got on the subject. People that want to learn Klingon, what's the easiest way for them to learn Klingon? Because Fluffchick Productions says, I want to learn Klingon now.
I would start by going to KLI.org. That's the Klingon Language Institute.
That's in the chat.
Okay.
Because you can. You've got a keyboard.
I do. Let me just do a reality check and make sure that's right. KLI.org, I believe, is right. Yes. No. Where did you go? There you are. KLI.org.
I know what that's like. It's like I have two screens for my work computer. Well, one's my laptop, one's another screen. And there's so many times I'm like, where'd that tab go? Where'd that tab go?
There you go. KLI.org. That is the place to go. They have online classes. You can get a newsletter from them with vocabulary words and so forth. They've got great resources there.
You can also purchase the Klingon dictionary. You can probably find it on Amazon or get a cheap copy off of eBay.
There's actually a number of language resources. The Klingon dictionary, Power Klingon, Klingon for the Galactic Traveler. A lot of classic literature has been translated into Klingon, including Gilgamesh and a lot of Shakespeare.
Padawanami's got a content idea for you. Klingon phrase of the day.
That'd be great, like shorts and stuff.
You know, there's a lot of great Klingon language YouTubers out there. I am not talented enough with language to do that. Although, as Netter has pointed out, I do have another channel called Kartan the Klingon Cleric, which of course is,
drop the link.
Well, it's if you go to my channel, it's one of the featured channels there. I don't have a lot of content there, even though I should, because I have a lot that I could be doing there. But again, spreading myself way too thin. So
it's better than spreading yourself too fat.
Yeah, well, there you go. Emerson says Shakespeare and Klingon. Now I want to learn. I want to learn it. Yeah, absolutely. I have written out the whole soliloquy from Hamlet, to be or not to be. Tachbe. And one of these days I want to learn it well enough, get into the full makeup and everything, and I've got a Klingon skull. And I want to do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I want to do that one of these days.
Well, my favorite part, you got to do the end of Shakespeare where it starts getting stabby, Yeah,
exactly.
It's funny because my wife, we went to the Shakespeare Festival in Utah, and it was my first time seeing Shakespeare live. And we went to see Hamlet, and it's funny because I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, when's he gonna take revenge, And then when he finally takes revenge, I was like, yeah, and I think I did it started stabbing people. I'm like, yeah, finally. And we were in one of those balconies, and the people next to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I said it out loud, and they were like laughing. And I was like, oh, man, I didn't do it. You're not supposed to talk during these things. And it was just hilarious because I'm like, yeah, get
there
him.
You go. So Potawatomi says, I wonder if Siri or Alexa can translate Klingon. They probably can't translate it, but Alexa, can you speak Klingon?
Nuk och pongluit ask this when you bump into a Klingon during your interstellar travels and want to learn their name.
Wow, there you go.
There you go. And for the
Alexa,
questions,
kapla.
she's
She's clueless.
Alexa.
She's sexist.
Oh, she's just gone blue. I mean, she's just stuck now. Okay,
Yeah,
never
please.
mind. Yeah, be
Alexa,
careful with the Klingons.
Broke Alexa.
Yes.
I just had to tell her to stop. Now she's off. Now you can try your question again.
Alexa, fire phasers.
Okay, firing phasers. Pew pew.
Alexa, fire photon torpedoes.
Firing photon torpedoes.
That is hilarious.
There you go.
That is funny. Now, do you have one of those like little vacuum cleaners where you tell it to do stuff and it's got little like robots on the top? And
Yeah,
like,
no, we
phasers
haven't.
at this dust.
We haven't gotten that advanced yet. And I'll tell you what,
man.
people have also asked me, if I'm going to build an R2D2, and I would love to
You
do
have
that.
to.
But if I did, it would frickin' be like with the bar card on top, like on the Jabba's sail barge. That's how my R2D2 would be.
Yeah.
And it would stroll up to him during Friday night last call and give him his drink.
Yeah, to refill my drink,
It's
exactly.
funny.
Okay, yeah, we should probably wrap this up. So
We did Friday.
tomorrow night, then Saturday, Netter and I are out of town, so go hang out with Big Al of Big Al Presents. He is starting a Kaiju Lie this Saturday. His special guests are going to be, I believe, Deleted Scenes, you're on with him, right? And Wolf 10 Media for, I want to say Cloverfield. I think that's the first one. So that's over on Big Al Presents. Sunday, let's see.
First is deleted scenes.
First is Deleted Scenes. That would be 7 o'clock Central. That's 8 Eastern for Unscripted. I don't know what his topic is, but it is the official lead-in to, this week, I guess, Aged Boomer is not actually having Geeky Geezers because I'm out of town. Instead, he is going to be having the Geek Gulag, where he's going to bring you some very obscure geek news this week.
Zdravstvuyte, comrade.
Yeah, something like that. And I think Deleted Scenes, I think you're going to be on with him for that too, right? Again, stretching yourself thin, but super appreciate you standing in the gap for us. Because then, after Aged Boomer's channel, head back to, or I guess, follow Deleted Scenes back to his channel for The Other Side of Midnight. That is Sunday. And honestly, guys, that's as far as I know. I don't know what's going on over the Independence Day week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know if anyone is streaming, anyone in our community. Fletcher, do you have anything coming up in this coming week?
Well, we got Paulie is doing the week, his weekly show. It's Monday at 12:30.
Okay.
And,
that's on Latino Slant.
Yes,
so,
on Paulie the Latino Slant.
So make sure you are. I'm sure. I'd be shocked if anyone in my chat isn't already subscribed to him. But if you're not, double check and make sure.
Yeah, please, because he's trying to get to 10,000 followers.
There you go.
And if you subscribe, be great. And I think we're gonna be having Doomcock come on, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
So the Lord Ruler of the universe and the
I think when he takes over the world one of these days, I'm not real big on dictatorships, but
it could
it couldn't be worse.
Yeah,
it couldn't be worse. So it could only be an improvement.
Miss Netter said no politics, so
yeah,
relax, Mr. Troy. Relax, Mr. Troy.
No, that's true. That's true. Good. So that's Monday. Anything on your channel you're expecting to put up some
Uh,
videos in the near future or something?
yeah. So I was planning to do um, a couple of Korean movies that I watched. Well, a
Hmm.
Korean movie and a Korean show that I watched, and that would be on Indignant Desert Birds. Um, was gonna do like a check this out
Sure.
kind of vibe because, as you said earlier, there's a lot of of the everything sucks a
Yeah.
review
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there, and I wanted to do kind of like, yeah, why don't you check this out, especially with this drought that we're
Yeah.
getting, where like it's no good movies. It looks like, so I wanted to give people more of an international flair. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, growing up in South America, we're close to so many different cultures and so many different people, and traveling around so much around the world that that's my wife always laughs at me because she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm watching this Korean drama," and then she's like, "What are you doing?" "Well, I'm listening to like South African music," and then she's like, "What are you doing?" "Well, listening to Chinese hip hop and Indonesian, and I'm watching an Indonesian show and I'm reading a comic from France." So she's always like, "I don't know what the heck are you doing any times," and it's like, "I'm sorry. I grew up with people from all over the world. It's like literally the world is huge. There's so much fun stuff out there. Don't get stuck on the bad stuff. There's a world out there that you can learn and you can reach out and you can learn from, and it's awesome. And getting to know people is awesome. Like you guys, getting to know you guys and being on your channel, just supporting and
Yeah.
seeing how both of you just love sharing and
Uh-huh.
supporting these small channels. I mean, Connie, I went to a show, went to her channel, and I
Uh-huh.
looked at like how she's, dealing with the little birds, and
Yeah.
how she's,
Yeah.
and then you're looking at Steven, and he's showing you his DVD collection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Padawan me, he's funny as heck,
Yeah.
But it's like, haven't checked out Fluffy Chicken yet, but I will. And they're so like geeky geesers you guys do. It's funny because you don't get um that much. It's very Americana, So you're
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. So, I mean, you guys are so awesome. I really thank you guys for having me, and thank you to the chat for the support. And um, yeah, I'm grateful
Absolutely.
to get to know you guys and be on the show.
Oh,
Awesome.
thank you.
That's all I got, Netter.
Um, okay. You forgot about my Thursday.
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't make it all the way around to next Thursday. There we
Yep.
go.
So next Thursday, my special guest will be Baron Orman. I think it's the last part of Tage, Tagge, and so he'll be on July 6th. Now, here's the sad part. After that, I don't have any more guests. So, if you would like to be a guest on my channel, drop me a DM on Twitter. It's Netters Network. All together is one word, no apostrophe in Netters. And let me know if you'd be interested in being a guest on my channel, because I would love to have you.
Yep.
In fact, Big Al, if you're still here, I want to book a Thursday with you, because I know I haven't had you on yet. But yeah, if there's anyone here that I haven't had on yet and you would like to be a guest, or if you know somebody that might be a good get for me to have on, let me know. I'd be happy to reach out and get them on here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Miss Netter. Can you say, like, is there anyone left? Is there
Is
anyone?
there anyone
Is
left?
there anyone? You have to do a video. Like, is there anyone?
Yeah. There we go.
Anyone.
Anyone
Yeah,
left?
that.
Yeah.
Or no, actually,
Go
I'm
steer somewhere and go like, yeah.
I'm
Is
thinking
anyone
of
left?
Gary Oldman. Everyone. Yeah. Okay, all truth aside, my friendship fees are due. Yeah. Yeah, a little past due, I think, right?
Well, I sent the fake internet money.
There you go. Fake
There you go.
internet money.
Yeah, I just faxed it right over.
That's
Yep.
facts. That's it. That's,
But that is all that's going up to next week, Thursday.
Yep.
And then, of course, we start over again with the week after that.
We try to be consistent.
Yeah. Well, we do try.
Yeah.
Like I said, if any of you are interested in being a guest, please let me know. I would love to have you on. Just so that we can learn more about you, because I want to know about you.
Yeah.
You're, as I always say, you're not just our friends. You're our family. Speaking of which, you know what I always say. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments and your questions and your trivia and being goofy and whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or, in some cases, continents. It feels like we're just hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company, having a great time. And you aren't just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now and you choose to be here. And that is so encouraging to me. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you have subscribed to everybody in the chat. And if you think you're subbed, make sure, go back and check and make sure you're still subbed. Make sure that you sub to our guest, Fletcher Williams. He's just at 51. Let's see if we can get him a little bit higher, because YouTube will take away a couple of those.
Exactly.
And we really want to encourage our guest. And we will definitely see you next time. Have a really great night, everyone.